I shot a seagull once. I felt really horrible about that.
You shot a seagull?
Seagulls are worthless, though.
Yeah, we had this. This is. I don't even know if you could do it anymore. But we used to be able to go to Walmart and buy
Like guns?
but like not BB guns.
You can still do that. Yeah, you can buy pellet guns.
But like the ones
guns.
that you put the cartridge, the CO2 cartridge in, that like you could really do damage with it.
Dude, you could buy shotguns. Like not shotguns, but you could buy like actual guns at Walmart.
We got into so much fucking trouble with that gun. There was 3 times that we got in the because it looked real. First of all, the first time we got into trouble with it is because I was in the car with my friend Polo, and he's sitting in the passenger seat, and there's a minivan in front of us, and there's like these 2 grade school kids in the back window like making fun of us, and he's like, man, fuck those bitches. And I was like, dude, they're just kids.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, fuck them. And then he pulls a gun out, and then he's like pointing it at them, and then they went ape shit, and you could see him silently going nuts in the car, right? And then I get up, and he's like, it was so funny. And then I get up to the light, and then the van like stopped all the way behind me, right?
Yeah.
And then I went over to Polo's house. It turns out that she held back there to get my license plate. And then my dad called my cell phone. And he's like, son, get home right fucking now. And I was like, what? And then me and Polo went back to my dad's house, and there was cops all over the place.
Like several?
Yeah, and then they interviewed us separately, and they interviewed him first, and they were like, and then he came out and he was like, don't tell him fucking anything. And I was like, yeah, man, I got your back. And then I went in there and I was like, it's a fake gun. We got it at Walmart and we already got rid of it. Actually, that was the last story. That was when I actually disposed of it in a pond like I was a fucking...
Like you just killed somebody?
Yeah. I was like, I gotta get rid of this thing. It's a toy gun from fucking Walmart. But as far as the animal story goes, like, again, we were sitting in the car. It was just always in my car. And it's like, hey, see if you can't shoot that seagull. And I was like, okay. And then I just did it. And it got him right through the neck. And he was like, eh! And then he plopped over like a bag of shit. I felt so fucking horrible. I got out of my car and I went over to the seagull and I picked him up. I picked up his lifeless little body. And it's so weird because their necks in real life are only like 2 inches long. Well, not when they're dead. But when I picked up his body, his head dangled and his neck stretched out like a spaghetti noodle. And his neck was like a foot long. And then I ran to the veterinarian. I was like, fix the bird. And the whole time, his head was like flopping like a slinky. And then I passed it over to the vet, and the vet was like, what do you want me to do with this? I was like, I don't know. Can you fix it? And she's like, it's dead. I'll see what I can do. And I know she just took it to the back and threw it in the trash. But I felt so horrible after doing that.
Just got a trash can. Just
it was like dangling around. Like...
That gun was so fucking powerful though. The third of those stories was I was with my friend. It's not like it fucking matters. But he was like, give me that. He got the gun and then he pointed it as we were driving by. He pointed at the back of an SUV and he shot the window.
This is the same guy?
No, this is a different guy. This is Antoine.
Okay.
So he pointed at the back of the SUV and he cracked off one shot. And the window turned to, it just like crumbled. I've never seen anything like that before.
Was it a movie car or just a parked car?
No, just a parked car. It didn't pop a little hole in it. The entire thing exploded
into powder.
Into powder. Yeah, the whole back window broke into little chunks, like no bigger than, I want to say like grains of rice. That's what it looked like. But the whole thing just crumbled into, I guess it's like a preventative measure. So if you wreck your car, you don't get
glass.
shot. Yeah, so if you bust a window and break into a car, like for the most part, you can touch the glass because it crumbles. They're not like window shards that cut you.
It's not like a window glass or door glass or something.
Whenever you see videos online of people like smashing into windows, that's always what happens. It always turns into like little individual grains.
Yeah, like little pieces of it was so weird. It was like, I would love to see a slow motion of like the
window smashing.
Ruin that guy's fucking day.
Wow.
Chris, what about you? Any,
those guns have to be illegal now, dude. I swear you could really do some damage.
You can buy real guns in Walmart.
You can.
Like real guns.
Now, see, this was in Virginia. Like I know in like Colorado, you used to be able to go in there and get shotguns.
I'm pretty sure you can get rifles or something like that now.
You could run into, in the Midwest especially, you could run in there and pick up like you've been 10 minutes, you could walk out of there with a gun. I got like a gun.
Kill somebody, immediately.
In Virginia, I think they just sold the, I don't know. They're called like air guns or something.
Airsoft,
like
right? It's not airsoft because airsoft is like pellets.
Yeah, but these are like metal BBs that are like shot out.
So it's like a high-powered BB gun, basically.
Yeah, a CO2 cartridge. They were like insanely powerful. I still, that sight of that seagull plopping over is burned into my mind.